Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today I'm going to show you how I made this cool little curio piece, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, if you guys know, my friend Jeneen has a Dollar Tree challenge every October, so that's what we're going to be working on today. I am going to show you all of the items that I have grabbed from the Dollar Tree. I started out with some jute, wired twine, a little easel, and these are some mini canvas boards. They have 3 in a pack and they're $1, so interested to see how those are. I grabbed this little shrubbage out of the Christmas section. This wood piece was all they had left for Halloween in my store, so snapped that up. And then I saw these little butterflies at the last minute and I was like, they would make a really great curio piece. So to get started, I'm just going to pull out a couple of pieces here. And like I said, we are doing LipstickLegionCraft's her challenge for Dollar Tree. And we did this last year as well. I'll link to her channel so you can get all the details. Hopefully you have a little bit of time to get entered before it ends, since we have a couple of blank canvases here. Of course, the first thing we are going to do is paint them, and I don't really work with the wood or the canvas pieces from here very much, but if you guys do, maybe you guys can give me some answers or tips or just reasonings. But these are some pretty thirsty pieces. This wood piece and this little canvas, they soak up a lot of paint. So needless to say, I needed much more than the little dabbles that I put out. So like I said, the theme is like curio or oddity, and I had to work with what I had to work within what was available at my store. And I was just kind of thinking on the fly, and this is just kind of what I came up with, just based on the supplies that I saw around me in the store. So, I of course wanted the back, like the tombstone part, to be black. And then I wanted this little front piece, which is going to be what holds the butterfly. I wanted this to be a little bit, different color, but still toned down. I didn't want it like super bright turquoise. So I'm just going in with the plain turquoise, then I let it dry, and then I added, well, I didn't let it dry all the way. I wanted it to smear in, so it kind of created a grayish color, and then I let it dry, then went back over it again with the black. Next, I'm taking my Prima waxes, and I just want this to be like really messy, because I mean, it's like a curio piece. It's supposed to be super grungy, so just taking my fingers into this wax and smudging it all around. And I did want this side to be the front, specifically because of these ledges, creates dimension for the piece. So everything is really dimension based. So I wanted those, the 2 planks that are going horizontal, I wanted those to act like a level, and then this little canvas is a level, and then we'll have the twine, it's a level. So everything is supposed to be really, just elevated. So here we go. We're adding a little bit more wax now to the canvas piece, and now I think we have these 2 little pieces set to go. Now I do want to add some backdrop to this. So here's where the wired jute twine comes in. I find that this was really, really easy to work with, probably because of the wire. It's really easy to shape it and get it, to stay how you want it to look before you glue it down. So I don't know if you guys worked with this, but it's really cool. All right, so coming up next, I want to just do a little bit of working around with the placement and things like that before I am certain that I want to glue anything down. And I'm pretty happy with how this jute looks, so I'm going to start by gluing that down. And I was like, oh, I need something to hold this with. My bone folder, you guys. There isn't too much that I can do without my bone folder. It's literally my crafting savior. So I'm just gonna glue these down, and then this little shrubbery, it gets everywhere. And so, if you can, just try and keep it contained if you guys ever work with this. It's just so shrubbery. So I'm just literally just randomly placing this down, and I want it to kind of look like weedy grass on the tombstone, like kind of like long, unkept grass coming from behind. So that's why I wanted to use the straight pieces in the back, and then we'll use the more floral pieces in the front. So I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I don't want it to be too crowded with this shrubbery. So I have got it in here, it's sparse, and then once I glue this little canvas down, that's gonna, add additional support for holding down the grass. And then I thought that since we had the jute in there, we could add a little book page because that kind of ties in that sort of beige color that I'm going for in this little scheme. So I just want to add this book page down, and then and then now that it fits in perfectly with the color scheme, let's just cover it in black. So I am going to take my distress ink and black soot and grunge it up, because even though it is a different color, it ties in. Now it's time for the other messy shrubbage. This little flower stuff, I'm just going to take off a few little pieces, and they're really kind of too long for what I needed, so I just trimmed them down a little bit. And of course, again, I'm going to take the glue and just randomly sort of place these down. And I don't want it to be too crowded in one place or too empty in one place. I just want it to look, more organic. So I do fiddle around with this quite a bit to try and get it to look exactly how I want it to look. And as I go, I'm just tapping it off, and you can see some of the excess that's coming off there. So you definitely just want to make sure that that gets out of the way. Next, with the butterflies, I was thinking of using this purple and turquoise one, but then I thought it was too matchy-matchy because everything on the piece is turquoise and purple, mostly, and black. So I thought that the butterfly with the orange pop of color would be better. Then I found this little specimen piece, and I will take this and grunge it with the same black soot and glue it down. I do use the hot glue because I like how it gives a little dimension and height to the pieces that you're gluing down. And that is going to finish out this piece, you guys. All right, so the last thing to do here really is to trim the bottom pieces and pop it in the easel, which I did add a little bit of purple wax to. So are you ready to see the finished product? Let's go. Alright, my friends, I hope you all have enjoyed this project. Don't forget to check out my friend Jeneen at LipstickLegionCraft, and that's going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.